I guess a message I would send to some clients, oh, they got a young attorney, don't necessarily be scared if they are representing someone within the firm that may not have the years, all the gray hairs, for example, that I do, because we really do have a team approach. No one's on their own. There are some firms that you get an attorney and that's your attorney. When you come to this firm, when you come to Farah Farah, you're not just hiring an attorney, you are hiring a team of attorneys. You get multiple sets of eyes looking at the case. When there's issues, I'll step in and I'll help say, I'll negotiate that case myself. I'll call up the adjuster and try to resolve this. Bring this client in, let me explain to them what's involved in their case, why they're doing what they're doing medically, what happens from the case from a trial standpoint. Do a lot of that all the time. And if we can't resolve a case and we're willing to try, as I said, we get a team of attorneys. I was just meeting with one of our younger litigators this morning and had a case that she's done a fine job working up to the point that it's in, but now she came to me and said, where do I go from here with this? I don't really know. Great, I appreciate that honesty, because guess what? We're going to pair that person with an experienced litigator that can come in, step in, take the lead, and work together as a team to bring that case to its conclusion. If that ultimately means trial, so be it. Well, again, going back to having gone to law school, and I wound up just being in the field. I think going into law school, I really wasn't sure what direction I wanted to go, because again, you got the whole LA law, Boston legal, and some of these other. Some people want to do criminal work. Some people want to do family law. Some people want to do, and they wind up doing bankruptcy, whatever. I actually enjoyed the tort, as they call it, classes when I was in law school. Talking about personal injury, and that was actually a subject that was the most interesting to me. And was lucky enough to get into that, coming out of law school, and getting into it. And I just enjoyed it from that standpoint. And during the field, I like representing the clients. I just would never have seen myself, doing criminal law, whether it's defense or the prosecution. It's just not something that interested me. I think representing the injured person has something that always, struck a chord with me. 25% of the cases wind up, a lawsuit gets filed, somewhere between 25 and 30%, which actually in the business is a pretty high percentage. A lot of firms, similar makeup to ours, that have a large volume. We see a lot of top firms around the country that only have 5% or less of their cases in litigation. But we understand that really what drives these cases, and to get the maximum value, a lot of times we have to file a lawsuit to get full value for our clients.
At what point do you make that decision? When do you know it's time to prepare it for trial?
Well, I say this about every case and to every client. A case, basically, I really have one question to answer that. And I answer the question with a question. Can we do better economically for a client by filing a lawsuit? Does the case's value have greater value than what an insurance adjuster might be offering? And that's where the team approach that we have here, where we have the management level, where that team approach, where management is working with the staff handling the case to help assess the value. Do we think we can do better economically by filing the lawsuit and then possibly, potentially taking the case to trial?
That's interesting. Do other law firms work this way?
I don't think too many do, actually. I think I won't say 100% unique, but I think we have a different dynamic than a lot of other firms. And I've spoken to a lot of firms, know a lot of attorneys and firms, not only in this city, but in the state and around the country, as a matter of fact. Not too many have the level of management that this firm does. And I think that shows the dedication that we have towards our clients, that the firm is willing to put the resources, because we really do have a philosophy of client first.